erratic. Grappling with higher tariffs feel like a double-edged sword. And on one hand, they pay more. On the other, they continue to endure inconsistent service. But Aba is not a city that remains silent in the face of adversity. If you're very conversant with the history of this town, now they've made it clear that this fight is about ensuring fairness, transparency, and dignity of every electricity consumer. Well, to give us a deeper insight this morning, we're speaking with citizen 𝐏𝐂𝐄𝐓, right? A passionate advocate, a member of the Joint Action Group, a civil society organization. He's the executive secretary of Joint Action Group, executive director of Aba Electricity Consumers Forum. He joins us live in the studio this morning on Issues and Views on Enyimba FM. Glad to have you join us, Comrade 𝐏𝐂𝐄𝐓. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and good morning, listeners.
Okay, great. Glad to have you. So one will be asking, what prompted that action by civil society groups and consumers and other stakeholders against electricity tariff hike, despite being approved by a government agency, the NEC, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission?
And well, what prompted the reaction you saw yesterday, which was cordiality, peaceful, done, is that there was unfair upward review of electricity tariff for Aba First Link, managed by APLA, by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. You said, in spite of being approved by NEC, let me also come back there. What is NEC? You may ask. NEC is Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. It is a federal government parastatal given administrative delegation power to make administrative laws in the electricity industry. We have laws governing this country. We have a constitution governing this country. Any law that NEC makes that runs inconsistent with the law of Federal Republic of Nigeria, recognized and enshrined in Nigerian Constitution, remains null and void to the extent of its inconsistency with the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as administrative body, there should be checks and balances enshrined also in the Nigerian Constitution. What are we saying? Yes, NEC was given administrative delegation to make these policies, but there were caveats that procedures must be followed. One of the procedures that must be followed is this: there must be fairness in that tariff review. What do you mean by fairness? There must be stakeholders engagement, whereby NEC, Nigerian Electricity Commission, will engage the customers that you are paying this bill. For example, let me give you one clear example. In 2017, EEDC, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, wanted to do similar things that was happening now. We cried to NEC and said no. There's no way we can be having epileptic power supply. We are paying for darkness instead of light. And on top of it, you will balance in your air-conditioned room and say you are doing upward review for the disco. NEC said, okay. What do? We said there must be a stakeholders engagement. NEC said, okay. NEC came down from Abuja. We booked at the Rado Hotel. EEDC came down with the management team. NEC came down with the management team. Aba customers also trooped out to listen. EEDC made their wonderful presentations. We enjoy light 20 hours per day, 50 hours per day, and all the rest. After the whole thing, customers now made their own presentation. That's how it's been done. That's the fairness we are talking of. And said that we don't see this light you are talking of. Most of us stays 1 week without seeing electricity supply. And to the glory of God, the person who represented the NEC have stayed 3 days by then in Aba here, lodging in the hotel. And he said for the 3 days, he didn't see any light. And we clap for him and said, then how can you be talking of electricity review, upward review? When we don't see that light, what you should do is for EEDC to go back, engage the customers, and when there is improvement in electricity supply, we talk of electricity review. That's why we said that there is unfairness. Even God in the Garden of Eden, let me say this, had all the parties. And the Constitution said of Federal Republic of Nigeria, you must be fair to the customer. Fair hearing is a constitutional right. It's a constitutional right.
Before an increment is approved by NEC, consumers must be carried along as an important stakeholder.
Yes, they are stakeholders.
So are you saying that consumers in Aba were not carried along?
No, not carried along at all. Most of them were just hearing it. And the most that have even engaged with the disco, what the disco is telling them that they have flew 3 people at Abuja. How can you flew 3 people at Abuja NEC to represent Aba? You may fly your staff. It may be anybody, but this example I gave to you now is a pure example. Everybody in Aba knows it. At the Eldorado Hotel,
taking a look at the economic situation of the country, are you saying that the increment is unjustifiable? Everything has increased. Even telecom operators are saying we want to increase our tariff, but they are saying that to enable them to have return on investment, they cannot continue to run at loss. There is need for upward review. That is the reason they applied to NEC for an upward review, which was approved. Yes, how will you react to this?
I will react to that 100%. Okay. Electricity is not the same thing with other commodities like telecom you are putting off. Electricity is a social commodity. Do you know why it's called the social commodity? There are value chains in this electricity supply. We have Generation Company of Nigeria. We have a Distribution Company of Nigeria. We have TCN and all the rest of them. Government have shares in these companies. Like these companies are quoted now, with taxpayers' money, government have 40% shares. That's why it's called social commodity, because your money is there. It's not their money. Let me come to even the one at Aba First Ring here serving us. Last year, you hear when the former governor of Abia State, 𝐾𝐄𝐍𝐓, PhD, with due respect, said it, that he invested 5% equity there using Abia State money, which runs then $3 million. If you convert $3 million as the governor was quoted then saying to Naira today, do you know the value? The value, what I'm saying is that it's a social commodity whereby this customer, their money is in the company. Is it clear now to you? This customer, their money is not in the telecom sector. That's why, by every standard, it's called social commodity.